Hello, welcome back to the 80s, the podcast that travels back through time in a rose-tinted DeLorean. Hello everybody, I'm back again. It's Glenn from Back to the 80s. And yeah, I said I'd be playing more retro games, didn't I? And I said I wanted to do some Spectrum ones. And one I always said I wanted to do again, because I did it a long time ago, is play Ghostbusters, the ZX Spectrum version, because it's one I played back in the 80s. I do want to go back and do some other stuff that I did in the 80s. One of them is fighting fantasy books or choose your own adventure books. I do want to have a playthrough of one of those because I have lots of dice now, so I can play it, and I have pencils as well, and I'm allowed to write in the books because I'm 49 years old. But yeah, other stuff as well, watching old telly, watching old ads, that kind of thing. But today, as I say, we're going to be playing Ghostbusters, the ZX Spectrum version. Not because it's the best, because, oh boy, it is not the best, but it's the one I played. I have played the Master System one as well, and the NES. Not great. But we'll play this one today and yak about Ghostbusters and all that kind of stuff while I'm going on. So I guess we should get into it. So I have everything set up. Just waiting to basically press go on that. So I guess we should do that. So it comes up first with the controller menu, straight from load. And it's got your keyboard controls, Sinclair interface, Kempston and cursor. I will be going with keyboard because that's what I always used to do. And of course the keyboard controls are... It does like to take you around the houses, does this game. Because it's very little content. So yeah, QAOPZ, you know, it's pretty much a standard layout for Sinclair. And now you get... Now I will say, this was impressive back in the day. Even though it's stupidly loud and I can't control the volume on it. But there you go. Ghostbusters. And it will go through this. It cycles through the whole song. I'm not going to cycle through the whole song, but it does the karaoke thing, which, you know, back then was impressive, as was the synthesized speech. That is the only time I think you hear it throughout the whole game. But there you go. So there you get the screen which tells you we're ready to believe you. If you want to form a franchise in your city, which is New York. It's not going to be Swansea, but never mind. I will put in a name. It is not my name. Do I have an account? I do not have an account. And then it will tell you that they're going to advance you 10 grand for equipment. Use it wisely. And then it will go on to the vehicle selection. So you can choose from a compact, a 1963 hearse, which is Ecto 1, station wagon high performance. You can't afford high performance at this stage. But if you earn enough money during the game, it will give you a password at the end of that game. You can go back, enter the password, it will advance you more money or the money that you have earned. But we can't do that. But let's face it, there's only one car we're going to go for, and that's the 1963 hearse, because it's Ecto 1, isn't it? So, now we get to load up with all our gear that you're going to need. And you're going to need pretty much everything. So you definitely need a PK energy detector, because that determines in the game if you can sort of early detect when a ghost is going to appear in a building. It lets you see where ghosts are going to appear, that kind of thing. It's very important to the game. Image intensifier, that allows you to see the Slimers that you will see when you come to try and capture them. Otherwise they flicker on and off. It's not good, you can't hardly see them, so you need that. The marshmallow sensor for when Mr. Stay Puft is going to arrive and trample on some buildings. So that's that for that screen. You then get ghost bait, which is important because if Mr. Stay Puft does appear and try trampling buildings, you need to drop the ghost bait. He will go to that. You can then capture him when he turns into 4 ghosts, which he will. And then the mayor should give you $2 grand for averting catastrophe. A whole $2 grand. It's 1984 money. I bet it's still not that much. Traps required. This depends on how often you want to be going back to the firehouse, because you trap a ghost. That's it. Traps you. You can't capture any of the ghosts. You will need to go back, and the game will actually stop you from going to a building if you haven't got enough traps. So I always usually get 3. You've got 3 Ghostbusters in this game. Yes, I know. Winston again being left out. Can't imagine why. I like to think it's because they only thought it was the 3 important Ghostbusters. I know. Winston to me is hugely important, and especially in the cartoon. But in the confines of the film, the developers clearly didn't think he was important. Which is a shame, because he is. And then the Ghost Vacuum. When you were on the road, now the road sections of this are pretty pointless, because you won't, as far as I know, earn money from capturing ghosts like you do in every other version. But it passes the time, basically. You'll see when we're on the road. And then 3, we can't possibly afford this. But this is the possible laser confinement system. Now that negates the need for traps and going back to the firehouse. You won't need to do it, because you'll have a portable laser confinement system. Something they didn't have in the film, but there you go. And here we go. So this is the main game. This is the main screen. You will see in the bottom left-hand corner a lock moving about, and you will see a key moving about somewhere else. Oh yeah, top left. You will also see ghosts flitting around like this. If you run over that, then you stop them in their tracks and stop them converging on the middle bit, which says Zool, if you see. I have just missed that ghost, but never mind. It's fine. And then they will light up the buildings, which means there's a ghost in there. They will also turn pink because you've got the PKE energy detector, which means that you can early warn ghosts and capture them before they appear. Or they will appear, but you'll capture them. So there you go. But you just saw me capture a ghost there on the road. You basically go to where it is and you press Z, press fire. This is the way I have found is the best to capture ghosts. So you put the trap down in the middle, put one of you guys there, put one of you guys here, and then you basically just have to wait for the ghost to go anywhere near and capture. I will at some point show you what happens when you don't capture the one of them, but that was a pretty easy one. Sometimes they just do not cooperate at all. So a lot of the meat and potatoes of the game is you going around the city. Because you've got the PKE energy detector, I'm trying to get one to flash pink. So yeah, my relationship with Ghostbusters is a long one. There you go, that's flash pink. So I didn't see it at the cinemas. I was 7-8 years old when it came out in 1984. I saw it first on ITV 1987 Boxing Day, which is, ironically, Christmas Day. I had gotten as a Christmas gift the ZX Spectrum Plus 2, which was the Amstrad version. Oh, no ghost there. Try again. So yeah, I'd got the ZX Spectrum Plus 2, which was the Amstrad version after he'd bought Sinclair, that Alan Sugar that is. And decided to just basically turn it into a game machine at that point. There's a ghost there. I know there is. Come on out. There he is. So yeah, Sugar had just bought it out basically the year before, I believe, and turned the Spectrum into effectively a games machine. Something that Uncle Clive, did not want to happen. But Alan Sugar, let's face it, he's a bottom line guy. And the bottom line was, people weren't using it what Clive wanted to use it for, which was word processing and business and all that kind of stuff. They were using it to play games on. So I had gotten the Spectrum Christmas 1987, and then Boxing Day is when ITV showed a heavily edited version of Ghostbusters. But I fell in love immediately. And it was kind of lucky because the year after, so 1988, they started showing the cartoon The Real Ghostbusters on ITV, on kids' television, on children's ITV. So I was all about the Ghostbusters, pretty much. And Venkman was and still is my favourite character in it. I do like Ray as well, and obviously Egon and Winston. Winston's great, especially in the cartoon. I think is where he's good in the original film. He is like the normal one, but it was in the cartoon where Arsenio Hall played him brilliantly. So much so that Ghostbusters 2, they just went with that character, didn't they? Ghostbusters 2 is very much the Winston from the cartoon, and you got to love it because he's, like I say, he's the sort of connection to reality, because the other three are pretty kooky and weird and away with the fairies or cynical, but they always say, was it Winston Zedmore's the hands of the Ghostbusters, because he's sort of the more hands-on guy. I believe he's supposed to be an ex-Marine or something like that. That is a really bad background to see anything on, but I think we can get it. Oh. So, if you notice, bottom right-hand corner, the money will go up. There you go. So, I just got £1,000 for that. But now, I have to go back to the fire station because I have used all 3 traps. So, yes, fell in love with that film. Absolutely 100% totally. Fell in love with the cartoon. And then a couple of years later, Ghostbusters 2 came out, which I love Ghostbusters 2. I don't know why. It was that sort of thing where you go around and you think that it's a film that you love, it's a film you enjoy, and you think that everybody else does. But sadly, not everybody enjoys Ghostbusters 2. Least of all, the cast. They were kind of forced into making it. And it's a shame because I really love that film. But the original one it's the best one, let's face it. They've tried to emulate it with the new ones. Afterlife, it was called, wasn't it? And the Frozen City, or whatever it was. I haven't seen that one yet. That's terrible of me, isn't it? I have seen the female-led one. I liked it. It was let down by basically not having a script and being ad-libbed pretty much all the way through. And it was just, I don't know. I didn't dislike it for the reasons that a lot of people dislike it. I.e., it's got girls in it. I actually quite like a lot of the cast. I'm not the biggest Melissa McCarthy fan, but I do like the rest of the cast, especially Kate McKinnon. And it could have been good, but I just think I don't think they knew what they wanted from it. They just wanted to do a reboot, and instead of having a story, they just put girls in it. That's different enough. That's how it feels, looking back on it. The gimmick is enough. And I don't think the gimmick was enough. I think they needed more. And they tried to make it into a Melissa McCarthy film, and it was Paul Feig, who, is a very good director and directed lots of good stuff, including The Office and a few good films as well. But it just didn't work. And it wasn't in the spirit of the original. That's the other thing. The original had a good story to hang all the craziness off. Because it does. It's a really good story. There are a few bits that are a bit uncomfortable now. I saw it again recently. It's been a while since I've seen it. And the bit with Peter and Dana in the apartment where they're alone and he tries to sort of shoot his shot. That's a little bit uncomfortable in 2026. But hey-ho, it was 1984. All comes right in the end. And apparently, they are still together, according to the films. So it did work out. But, it's just a good film, isn't it? It's really funny. I would say it gets serious when it needs to, but the stakes are high enough that it gets serious to a point. Okay, this one, I'm going to fail it. I'll fail it on purpose. I'm going to set it up just to show you. Watch me catch the bloody thing. There you go. So I did. Oh, God's sake. I really didn't want to catch him, but never mind. There you go. So I'm currently on $5,000, which is great. The CSPK energy is quite low. It will rise, and it will rise quickly. And look, full disclosure, I suck at the end of this game. Okay, I'm not going to set it up properly. I'm going to put him here. I'm going to put him here. Oh my god. I'm not usually this good. Never mind. It's fine. I think I have to go back now. Yeah. I have no more traps, so... Let's get this dude there. So yeah, I'm not going to relay the plot of Ghostbusters. If you've not seen it by now or know what Ghostbusters is, I don't know what you're doing watching this. I'll talk about very briefly the other version. So the Master System version is very close or much closer to the NES version, which quite frankly sucks. It's not a good game. It's quite unfair a lot of the time. And yeah, it's just not a good game. I mean, this isn't a good game, let's face it. This is just roaming around an Excel spreadsheet, effectively. Looking for pink buildings. Doing a job. I mean, this is basically just doing a job, isn't it? So, I mean, as a simulation of a Ghostbusters franchise, this is sort of the middle part of the movie where there's not much funny stuff going on, but they do the montage of them going around. Oops, nearly missed that one. Going around catching loads of ghosts and they're all knackered. And this is basically what that is. They haven't captured the sort of essence of the comedy movie. You're just doing the job that they should actually be doing during the movie. And look, that's fine. One thing I do like is the look of the New York building. So the Art Deco-ness of it and the colours, because they've got the cyan and the teal, the turquoise. I quite like that. And I spent many happy hours playing this as a kid. Doing exactly this, just going around the city, catching ghosts, pretending I was a Ghostbuster, getting really into it. Oh, we've got an actual emergency. So, I believe you get paid more for actual emergencies rather than just going around vigilanteing ghosts. So yeah, it's not a good game. And the NES certainly isn't. The Master System is probably the best out of them. I've never played the C64 version. Apparently it's quite good. This one is completely silent. You hear nothing during this game. But the other ones, as far as I know, the C64 one does. Like I say, never played it, so I'm happy to be corrected. They all have music playing while you're doing all it. Oh, I'm not going to get him. Ah, damn. There, never mind. So when you get slimed, you have another couple of Ghostbusters ready to go. When two are slimed, you have to go back and obviously get cleaned up. I don't know why. It's just to put something interesting in there, isn't it, really? It's like the trap thing. But yeah, this game does take forever, but I'm going to stick with it for a whole round. For a whole go. Why not? And, you know, I really do have fun with this. It is one of those games where there's not much to it, but it's fun. And I like pretending to be a Ghostbuster. Come on, you little sod. And there's some of the, like, sort of the mini-game aspects of it, like this bit. The other thing is you can run out of proton energy. Oh, go on, get in there. I also like the representation of the trap. Let's talk about that, shall we? That they've taken it quite literally and it's just like a big old mouse trap. I'm not sure whether they saw the film. I mean, that happened a lot, is that they would get a script. They would not know anything about the film. And obviously later games were able to correct that. Although the Ghostbusters 2 one, which I've never really played, because I had it, but it never worked. It was one of those that either my computer was too old and didn't like it, or the tape itself was just busted. It never worked, and I've never emulated it. Maybe I'll do that at some point. Not tonight, obviously. I always like the fact, like, okay, so when I press this, you're going to see Zool pop up in the middle. Now, all it is actually just the map coming back on. But it looks like Zool is taunting me. There you go. So it's like he was here, you just couldn't see him. Which I kind of like that. There we go. I believe I'll have to go back after this one, but I can't remember. Which is a good thing that the computer tells you. So what do we think of the newer Ghostbuster films? And be kind to the 2016 one, because it wasn't anybody's fault apart from the creatives that it went the way that it did. I don't feel any of the cast deserve blame. Oh. They did the best with what they had. Apart from maybe McCarthy, I'm not sure. Because she was apparently quite involved in it. So I don't know. Maybe she does. But the rest of them didn't, you know? Like Kristen Wiig and Kate McKinnon and Leslie Jones. They were fine. You look back at it and is it a great film? No, it's not a great film. Are there a lot of things wrong with it? Yes, there are a lot of things wrong with it. Did they try and force a sequel? Oh, yes. Which I always hate. And it was never going to happen. It would have been nice to see them come up against Saul. And the thing is, you can do that sort of thing these days because... Got a call. We got one. Oh, here we go. So the PKE energy's starting to spike a little bit. It's on the up. So you are going to see a lot more actual calls. So, you can do this multiversal stuff now, but I don't think they're ever going to revisit it. And especially after Afterlife did well. Frozen Empire, that's the one. I knew it would come to me, not Frozen City. I don't think they're making any more of the Rudd ones, as far as I'm aware. I don't think Frozen Empire did very good, which is a shame. Because, you know me, I'm all about just having Ghostbusters. I remember there was a plan at one point with the Ghost Core stuff. They were going to have, like, different city franchises. And I'm sure Channing Tatum was a name they mentioned that they wanted to be in one. It never happened. It was all like 10 years ago. That was 10 years ago, was the 2016 Ghostbusters. Yeah, very odd. It does strike me as kind of funny that the best thing in that film, sorry, for all that it was female led and doing it for the girls and all that everybody's favourite bit of it was Chris Hemsworth. Although he was very funny, come on, let's admit it. And the bad guy was pretty good as well. I liked the idea of the bad guy. That was very real Ghostbusters. And like I say, none of the women in it were bad. There was just not much story there. And that's a shame, because it could have been good. I think it maybe deserved a sequel, just to see what they could have done with like a clearer direction of what they wanted to do. I've been going on about that film a lot. I sound obsessed. I'm not. I see it as a missed opportunity, and it's a shame it never got off the ground. It should have done, like the original did. Because the original's a classic now, and it's rightly viewed as a classic. Oh, I'm not going to get this guy. Should I show you what happens when the thingy runs out? I will. And I don't think, in the other versions, it actually shows you what happens. Oh, it's got a timer on it, sorry, should I say. I'll just sack it off. It could be there forever. So he's going to get slimed. I'll probably go back to Firehouse. Oh, I'll just do that one because it's just there. There you go. Get a bit of money. If I can get over 10 grand, I think if you get over 10 grand, then you're in profit. And oh, goddamn. Okay. That's a shame. So I will now show you. There you go. So it says your backup men are all out of action. Go back to GHQ. Not GCHQ. That's something quite different. So yeah, the original is rightly regarded as a classic these days. It is very 80s. Very 80s New York. So New York doesn't look very nice. It looks a lot nicer now. But yeah, it's a classic. I do like as well wondering what could have happened with it, because Louis Tully was not supposed to be Rick Moranis originally. Louis Tully was supposed to be John Candy, and famously John Candy wanted to play Louis as a German guy. I don't know. I don't think anyone knows. They just went, yep, that's what John wanted to do. Ivan Reitman did not want that, so it just didn't work out. So he wasn't cast. Would have been interesting, though. But I think Rick Moranis was perfect as Lewis Tully. I don't think they could have got anybody better. As Sigourney Weaver, I mean, people forget now because she's been in like comedy since. But Sigourney Weaver very much was not known for either comedy or being sort of damsel in distress as Dana is. Because you actually look at Dana, she's very much a damsel in distress. I'm not going to catch him. Very much damsel in distress in that film. And sort of 5 years earlier, she played Ripley. So, who is very, very much not a damsel in distress. So Dana was sort of a weird role for her at the time. Now I can't think of anybody better to have played that role. Come on, he nearly went, there you go. Gotcha. This is taking a while, and the Spectrum version does. But it's fun because I get to talk about Ghostbusters, and that's always fun. So yeah, I remember watching it on telly with all the adverts that obviously were on there. Then being sent straight to bed, which is a shame because I think Clive James on TV or Clive James in Japan was on afterwards. I've seen old trailers, and that was fun. I've seen that show. I enjoyed it. Would have loved it as a kid, but I was 11, and it was Boxing Day, so I still had like over a week to go before I went to school, which was great because I just played on the Spectrum a lot. If I remember correctly, I got the ZX Spectrum, and I got a portable telly to play it on, which was fun. And I got loads of games with it as well. I think it was, I've gone back and looked at and seen what sort of, if it was on a deal or something, how they got it. And it was on a package deal. So you got the Spectrum and lots of games. It was Curry's, I believe. And I would love a physical one again. But I've got the recreated one, which I need to put some games on that I want to play. Because the games on there are great, but I also want the weird ones that I used to play off this compilation. It's like a 10-20 tape compilation thing with loads of games that half of them didn't load. You know, full disclosure, they didn't load. I'm officially in profit, by the way, £10,300, which is good. So yeah, it was a massive compilation sort of cassette thing because it loaded by cassette. Oh yes, didn't have the disc version. I had the cassette version, so you had to put it in. It played the tape. The tape made loads of noise. The computer was able to read from the noise computer code, and then you should get a game, but not always. And it was the days where you had to turn the tape over for like sort of loading up different things or stop the tape for other things. And yeah. Oh, no time to get that ghost. You've got to go up here and go to emergency. Yeah, there we go. So emergencies are coming in thick and fast now. Because the PKE energy is rising. We're on 2755. Something's coming. Tell them about the Twinkie. So I'm interested to hear in the comments, who's your favourite Ghostbusters character? And that can be all over any Ghostbusters, because obviously you had Extreme Ghostbusters in the 90s, which I watched parts of. I never really watched it. I think Kylie's one of them. She's become sort of like a cult character within Ghostbusters these days. I think the original plan for that was not to have Egon in it. But he became sort of their mentor, didn't he? I'm never catching him. Come on. At least make a... Go on. Ah, I just missed. Never mind. Yeah, if you turn your beams on, the chances are he's never coming in. And I'm not a big fan of moving them. Oh, here we go. There's more and more. Now, obviously, every time you fail to capture a ghost, I'm not sure if it is in this version, but certainly the NES and Master System versions, as far as I know, if you fail to capture a ghost, that affects the PKE energy. I don't think it really affects this one. You just don't get paid, which is a shame. Yellow and pink. Yellow and pink. Yellow and pink. Dun, 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 dun. Sorry. That was weird. Okay, come on. Come on to the kill zone, you son of a bitch. Nah, never catching him. Let's cross the stream, shall we? We cross the stream. So in this, crossing the streams does nothing apart from sap all the energy out of your proton packs. So then you have to go back to GHQ because they can't have something massively world-ending Hadron Collider-y happen in the game. But yeah, it is adversely affecting the PK energy. It has gone up 32230 at this point. So yeah, I am interested to hear who your favourite Ghostbusters characters are. I would say mine's probably Peter. And I also really like Winston as well. They're probably my two favourite. Because you got the two sort of... Peter's the wise ass, smart cracking. Can sometimes see how ridiculous the situation he is but is also part of those situations. And then you've got Winston, who is the everyman. I mean, in most sort of versions of Ghostbusters, he would have been the main character. This guy going into this weird situation and having to deal with it. But Ghostbusters is built a bit differently. So you do get that everyman character. You do get him pointing out the ridiculousness. I have seen shit that'll turn you white. Which is a great line. It's one of my favourite lines in the whole film. But he's not the main character. Supposed to be Eddie Murphy originally. But Eddie Murphy, he was doing other things. Like Beverly Hills Cop and... God damn. So he just couldn't do it. So they got Ernie Hudson in. Ernie, I'm never going to age. Hudson. Man's 76-ish. And he does not look at any part of it. He looks amazing. Are you not... God damn you! I thought I was getting too good at this. And then the universe comes and slaps me down and goes, no, you're not good at this at all. You're terrible. Like you are with every game. But never mind. So yeah, Ernie Hudson, who decided not to age in the last 45 years or so. Which is fine. That's the thing as well. 42 years old this year, Ghostbusters. Let me just sit down like Thanos and turn to dust, please. And it's a franchise they've done very little with, let's face it. Which is a shame because, you know, that logo alone is a license to print money. And the thing is, they have printed money with that license, with that logo. They've slapped it on everything. And they've made money off that enough that they don't need to make movies of it, I guess, or cartoons, or... And it's a shame. Because I'd like to see better ones come out. Like I say, not seen Frozen Empire. I've heard people don't like it. But, you know. Oh my god! I'm going to have to be a bit better at this. I thought I got it. Well, what's the scenic down there? You might as well... Shouldn't have moved. When you move, it takes you through the animation. Do you know what I mean? It's a very frustrating game. And yet I enjoy it because I can just switch my brain off. I suppose that's not really what you want from a game, is it? You know, it should be good. I mean, it is good, but not in a good way. I feel like I'm just trashing the game, and I'm not. It is kind of fun. And the ghosts do still surprise you. The AI, I guess you would call it, is still pretty good. Or maybe I'm just an idiot. I don't know. Either way. We will be getting close to the end of this soon, I think. Because I am failing to catch ghosts. I'm failing to make money. The problem is I've made all the money back that I'm supposed to. So I am actually technically in profit. Which isn't good. Because it means you don't get hungry no more. So now we do it. I guess that's another thing everybody forgets about Ghostbusters. Is that they're not like superheroes. They're not there trying to save the world or nothing. There you go. Got you, you bastard. They are literally trying to make as much money as they can. That's the whole point that the venture gets put up in the first place. I moved like a couple of pixels and it sent me to this fucking screen again. There you go. At least there's a ghost there, and then we can get to the actual emergency and make a bit more money as well. I hope. Oh, god damn. And I'm nearly across the streams. Oh! Just didn't quite get there. Annoying. But yeah. So yeah, like I say, I like two very different Ghostbusters. I know a lot of people who like Egon the best. I can see that, especially in the films. He's very different in the films than he is in the show. He's still got like sardonic wit, but he's presented as a lot more sort of away with the fairies. At the start, it actually turns out, if you actually watch Ramus's performance, he isn't the absent-minded scientist that he's portrayed as in the first sort of few minutes of the film. He's quite sardonic, witty, knows how the world works, violent when somebody pisses him off because he nearly rips Peck's neck out, basically. He's the one who goes for Peck eventually. You would think it would have been Venkman, but Venkman does not. We'll just say as well how brilliant William Atherton is as Walter Peck in the original film. He's so good. Such a Weasley dickhead, you know? Are you going back? And, you know, that kind of character's hard to pull off. I'm going to stop you, you little bastard. Uh-oh, here we go. Hang on, it's flashing white. White means... Are you going to go? No, it was flashing white. Flashing white means Stay Puft's on his way in this game. And then you got to press B to press the ghost bait as soon as he comes. And then you avert disaster. If you don't avert disaster, you get fined $4,000. I don't know why you get fined $4,000. Possibly for not doing your jobs. Yeah, you get fined. If you bait him and break up the ghost, you get paid too. Something about that doesn't seem right, but never mind. That's kind of the plot of Ghostbusters 2, isn't it? They got screwed by the city. Okay, so we've got an emergency. You go to emergencies first. Oh, it's all kicking off now, Prue. So yeah, you got to go to emergencies first. I mean, which you should. You know, you're effectively like the fourth emergency service in New York at this point. But yeah, Walter Peck, brilliant. Love that character. He's so slimy, and he's so slimy from the very most moment you see him. And he does the same thing in Die Hard. I feel a bit sorry for William Atherton, because dude's a good actor, but he really picked two roles in the 80s that kind of defined him. In the game, he actually ends up being your liaison with the PA, if I remember correctly, or the mayor's office or something like that. It's been a while since I played it. But he does come back as William Atherton to voice Peck, which was nice. I really like that. And he's still as slimy as ever. Replacing the second one by, I forget his name, and I can't remember it, but Kurt something. As Jack something. I can never remember his bloody name. I'm going to lose that one. Just fuck Haven't got time. Let's just get on with it. He slimed, yes, we'll have to go back. Oh, hang on. B. I think I got it in time. I can't remember. You're supposed to press B. Anyway, I think I pressed B in time. But I'm not sure. Hey, there you go. So I press B in time, drop the bait, and I get £2 for that. Which is good. That takes us up to nearly 15 grand, which is good. It means I'll be able to afford more stuff come next time. Now I just need to get back catching ghosts. And actually catching ghosts would be good, wouldn't it? Yeah, been a while since I've seen Ghostbusters 2. So I know he's called Jack, but I can't remember his second name. But I do like Ghostbusters 2. I like Vigo. It was years until I found out that it's actually the voice of Max von Sydow. Which, you know, you should be able to tell. But I thought it was the guy whose name, I forget. He was a German guy. He was, I think, in Die Hard as well. He was a piece of work. He was not a very nice man, apparently. Go read up on him. The guy who played Vigo the Carpathian. Von Homburg. Is it Karl von Homburg? Something like that. Von Homburg the Third. I'm not going to catch him. I'm going to have to go back. Oh, god damn. I suck at this game. Oh my god. And like, sort of, there's a billion fucking calls. We're coming very close to the end. Oh, and we're going to need to ghost bait the fuck out of that as well. Wilhelm von Homburg or something like that. He was a wrestler. I think he was in the army. I think he was an assassin. I think he was associated with white power or something for a while. He was not a very nice person, apparently. Vigo was something that he did towards the end of his life. As far as I'm aware. I could be wrong. I don't have a full... But yeah, from what I read upon him, not a nice man. As was, you know, as was Vigo, not a nice man. Vigo himself, not a nice man. I know people don't like that film. I know they shit on it and just say it's a redo of the first film. And it's like, yeah, it is. But it's a lot more child-friendly and very much informed by the real Ghostbusters. Ghostbusters 3 became the game, effectively, didn't it? The game that was released. And it was okay. It was a good game. Got to be Ghostbusters. I only really played the Wii version. I think it was the Wii version, which is quite good. Was it on Switch or Wii? I forget. I don't really do modern gaming systems. I kind of do, but not very much. Gotcha. I have an Xbox S, for Christ's sakes, you know. I play Baldur's Gate and FIFA. Now, you will see them stop flashing at some point if you don't get there in time. I think in the other games there may be penalties for that, but in this, the Spectrum wasn't that. It wasn't able to deal with that level of complexity. So it just goes out, and I think the PK energy spikes a bit more. But yeah, we've got green for the slimes. Oh yeah, exactly. The other thing as well, you do see in the other versions different types of ghosts. In this you see Slimer, or Mr. Onion Head as he would have been known back then. Based on John Belushi. Let's just get some clean traps, shall we? Because I think that's 2. And it's best to go up there and try and capture loads of ghosts as we go. Yeah, based on John Belushi. because he's basically a ghost of excess, isn't it? So when I was a kid, I used to read the Real Ghostbusters magazine, and they did. There was a lot of Slimer-based content in that magazine, in that comic book. Really good comic book, though. They did a coda to who Slimer was, because obviously he's a ghost, so clearly he was alive at some point. And they said, "Oh yes, he was a king called King Reynolds," which is Slimer backwards, and he was basically a glutton, and he died from being like eating too much, basically. I didn't say it was good, right? I just said it existed. But I kind of liked it. I liked that whole comic, let's face it. I was gutted when that comic died because it was very, very funny. Really good people worked on it as well. It was very British. It was very sort of Beano, dandy sort of stuff. It was very Beano struck dandy kind of humour. But that's good, you know? It took things in a very different direction. The American did have one, but it kind of tried to be serious. Like the Turtles one, the Archie Turtles comic. It tried to be very, very serious. And look, it worked. It was fine. But it's not the Real Ghostbusters comic I wanted. I kind of didn't want it to be serious. It's supposed to be fun at the end of the day, isn't it, Ghostbusters? You don't want it deadly serious. I'm not gonna... He's gonna get stabbed. Let's try and stop some. If you were coming, stay puffed, then just come. Who were? There's a white sticky stuff joke in there somewhere, isn't there? But yeah, the Real Ghostbusters comic in Britain was great. Written mainly, if I remember correctly, by Dan Abnett, who went on to write loads of 40k stuff. A lot of the Warhammer 40k novels are written by Dan Abnett. Which is a bit of a change in career, isn't it? But yeah, I loved that comic. I thought it was great. I think Andrew Wallman did stuff for it as well, and the art. He obviously did a lot of work on Transformers, because Marvel UK. Ah, no. I want to get over 20 grand. If I can. Oh, will you just bloody pop up, stay puffed, you dickhead. We are getting close to the point now, I think, where it's all going to kick off and I'm not going to be able to sneak past. I've never been able to do it. In any version of the game, I just don't... Like, I don't expect a Ghostbusters game to need to be like fucking Tenchu. Or Metal Gear. Because that's what it feels like. I am very, very not good at Metal Gear or being stealthy. It's like D&D, I'm terrible at being a rogue. Oh, no, I could have just gone there. Oh, hang on. Gotcha. Gotcha. You converged on me. There you go. But it's to a certain point now, we are getting to the point where it's going to say no more. I mean, effectively the objective of it is to get over what you were loaned, which I've done. Otherwise you do get a game over screen when it says go to Zool, which it will do in a little bit. It will say, sadly, you've not earned enough money, so you can't go to Zool, because, you know, that makes sense. Zool's very much a pay-as-you-go deity. I'm sure I met her once, the girl who played Zool. I forget her name. I know Olivia Wilde played her in the Afterlife film. And J.K. Simmons played Ivo Shandor, and that was a waste. I mean, that whole thing with Ivo Shandor and Gozer, I don't know. That seemed like a bit of a waste. I like the story with Spengler's granddaughter, Chloe. I liked all that stuff and the kids learning to be Ghostbusters. I very much liked that stuff. I thought it was great. Very sweet. And a nice way to sort of incorporate Egon into it and not forget that Egon was very important. So I really liked that stuff. McKenna Grace was very good as a sort of young Spengler type. But I didn't see the point with a lot of it. It just didn't make a lot of sense to have them there. It was one of those things, they're nostalgia baiting. And yeah, okay, it was... I will watch J.K. Simmons in anything. I just like the guy. But he was kind of wasted. I did like Rudd, because I like Paul Rudd. He's another one I would just watch in anything. So I really enjoyed his performance in it. I thought he was very good. That was the everyman performance that, you know, we should have got from Winston, effectively. And I always feel that we didn't really get that. A little bit in Ghostbusters 2, when they're down in the sewers, down in the subway part. And they're like Egon and Ray are being all weird and science-y. And Winston's like, yeah, no, this is weird. Oh, I've got to go back now. Ugh. He's coming. Hang on. I'm earning more money from capturing Stay Puft here. Now the city's PKE energy is 99999. Or whatever it is. So now I have to go to Zool. So we are in Endgame. And now I am going to lose... because I suck at trying to get past Stay Puft Marshmallow Man's bouncy body. Looking like me getting out of bed in the morning. There's an image you didn't need. Nope, get here. Thank you. And now it's going to move. Okay, let's watch Glenn suck at this bit. I don't... Right. Nope. Just fucking terrible. You got to get as close as you can, and then as soon as he pops up. Right. Oh, I got him in. That never happens. Okay. Let's see if I can do it. I did it! No, you don't, in the Spectrum version, have to beat Zool. You just have to get past Stay Puft, which I did! That is genuinely the first time I've ever done that. I've never done that before. I just had a flash of inspiration. Hooray! That is fucking marvellous. I'm so chuffed. But anyway, this is it. This is the last screen you see. So the portal to the spirit world is closed. You earn $5,000 reward from the city, which the original Ghostbusters didn't. And the bank raises your credit limit, and you get an account number, which you right there. If you want to write that down, it will remember that, because obviously it's got it in this program. And write this number down for future play. But that is Ghostbusters. And then you have to start the game up all over again, play it on tape and stuff. But yeah, that is Ghostbusters. An extremely long-winded ghostbusting simulator that you have to go around the city catching ghosts. And yeah, you get to talk a lot about Ghostbusters when you're doing it, I guess. But look, is it a good game? No, it is not a good game. Is it a fun game? It can be, if you're into Ghostbusters. Is it a game I would recommend you play? Yeah, but you probably only play it the once. Is it a game that I recommend if you're very nostalgic about this era of gaming? Yes, because a lot of games were like this. So yeah, it's a mixed bag, shall we say. But anyway, that was fun. I hope you had fun listening to me bang on about about Ghostbusters while playing a not exactly great Ghostbusters game. But there you go. I will be back again very soon, probably a couple of weeks. I've kind of thought up a schedule. So if I do a podcast every week and then a video every other week, then the two sort of interlock. So it's podcast, video. It's sustainable, right? But anyway, that is me for now. I do have a Discord now, so look to the description down below, and you can join the Discord, the Back to the 80s Discord. Please come. We'll talk about all things 80s. It'll be fun. Until next time, though, please do take care of yourselves and each other. Bye bye for now.